Getting some heat from the Cub dugout.
There's Zimmer. Somebody's kicked out of the ballgame. I don't know whether
John Zimmer was kicked out, Harry. And he doesn't believe getting the early thumb without ever leaving the dugout. I can't believe it myself, but that's exactly what happened.
Isn't this priceless? Now Joe West tries to cool Zimmer off.
Well, Harry, boil over here for the Tigers. Doug Eddings expanding the zone a little bit. Nick Castellanos for the second pitch in a row. Thinks he gets jobbed a little bit. Brad Ausmus is tossed from the game. He's there he goes. He gets him. Brad's going to come out and give his piece. He doesn't believe he can see the plate. You can tell Brad very animated right there. A lot of frustration. And takes his jersey off and nicely and neatly covers the plate. So no use of having the white part.
That is, without question, as animated as we have seen Brad Ausmus, let alone the whole jersey thing there. But he said his piece. Who did that?
Now Torrey's going to get in his face.
And
Torrey's going to be ejected. Yep.
You can't for any length of time disagree. And now Paul Molitor is ejected.
Well, Paul coming out, and I'm surprised that he doesn't push Torrey Hunter away and take over.
There's some frustration, and now Molitor is trying to restrain Torrey.
Right.
Jeff Kellogg, the crew chief, coming in. And Torrey very frustrated. We saw his frustration in his last at bat, now throwing batting gloves. We saw Torrey's frustration in his final at bat last night, and he's not done yet. Throwing his bat down in foul territory in his final at bat.
That's it, Michael.
Wait a minute, here we go.
And he is thrown out.
And Joe is gesturing that ball was on the ground.
There always seems to be fun when Laz Diaz is involved.
And you know what, Michael? That pitch was a ball, definitely, as we saw the replay. And Joe Girardi knows his team has not been hitting with runners in scoring position, so he wants every edge he can get for his team when they're hitting. He wants the count to be 2-0 instead of 1-1.
Boy, is Joe fired up right now.
Yeah, you know what? And we've seen managers do this in the past to fire their team up and show them how much it means to the manager to win ball games. And he got his money's worth, I'll say that.
That is about as angry as I've ever seen Joe Girardi. And he's had some good umpire matchups, but that one was extended and his veins were bulging in his neck. He was very, very ticked off. Let's see why.
Let's take a look at the pitch again.
Lloyd McClendon again. Jose Hernandez moving far to his left, behind second, and now Lloyd McClendon has been tossed, and McClendon turns and fires his baseball cap. Well, the first base umpire has McClendon steamed. He turned and whipped his cap towards second base. It's still sitting on the grass. And now McClendon walks back. He's going to pick up first base a la Lou Piniella. And he's walking away with the first base bag. But this time he doesn't turn and throw it, at least not yet. McClendon walking with the first base bag underneath his left arm. He just now has crossed the third baseline, and I guess he's just going to walk off with it. To the delight of this crowd, McClendon marches down the dugout steps with first base, and now whips it toward the runway. And he'll hand the lineup card to Bill Verdon. We can't continue this game without a first base bag, and now a member of the grounds crew will take another bag and jog toward first base and put it back in there. First base umpire Rick Reed, arms crossed, watching the whole proceeding.
Mahomes go to 12 pitches, drop a position player, or maybe Mahomes would be the pitcher to go down. Runner going, they pitch out. Piazza's throw, not handled. And it's a stolen base, number 21 for Shannon Stewart.
Wait a minute now. Uh-oh. What happened here? Did he make contact with the glove? Oh, a catcher's, no, not a catcher's block.
Grebeck awarded first base.
Interference?
I think Bobby Valentine might be arguing that in an attempt to protect the base runner, Stewart stepped across home plate.
Let's see if he crossed something. You can make contact. We'll take a look again. Piazza goes out for the pitch out.
I don't even see Grebeck
I
in
know
the
it.
equation.
I don't know what they called right there. I have no idea what they called. Piazza way out in front. Maybe they're saying he's too far out in front, and Grebeck didn't have an opportunity to even throw the bat at the ball. Now, I'll tell you what, if Grebeck throws the bat at the ball, he hits Piazza. And a lot of times on a pitch out, a hitter will throw the bat at the ball.
I think from that angle, that was the call, that Piazza got out too quickly.
Couldn't do it.
And now Ricky leads off the bottom of the 13th against Graham Lloyd and takes a strike. So it'll be Henderson, Alfonso. And remember now, the pitcher is in the third slot with John Olerud having been replaced as part of a double switch.
Bobby Valentine, the dugout.
Wait. Give me that. Well, Bobby was thrown out on that catcher's interference call, and he's gone incognito. Sorry, Skip, we got you.
And a fastball strike. And Blanton ahead 0-2. And LaDuca getting into it with Marvin Hudson. And he's been thrown out of the game. Oh, that's a big mistake by Paul LaDuca. You can't get thrown out of this game at this point. And he just was.
What Willie's saying is that LaDuca was going back into the batter's box when home plate umpire decided to throw him out. I think what the home plate umpire is mad at is that when LaDuca pointed at the plate where the ball was, it's going to be a major snap here.
Well, LaDuca better watch it. You don't want to go anywhere near that umpire and touch him, because then you're talking about a big suspension. He's got those crazy eyes going, and he's trying to get close to Marvin Hudson. And Ed Montague, the crew chief, trying to calm him down. Well, I think what really got Paul in trouble was his initial reaction. He didn't just turn, he went back toward the umpire and really showed him up. Meanwhile, Willie continues the discussion with Marvin Hudson. And Ed Montague trying his best to steer LaDuca over toward the dugout, and finally he'll leave. And that'll probably cost him. And that'll cost him more.
And for the Mets' sake, you hope it's only a fine, but that could be a suspension right there. And that's not helpful. He's really not helping himself or his team right now. I mean, you understand the emotions of the game, but you can't allow that to happen.
Well, fastball inside by Joe Blanton. LaDuca thought it was in and down. But I think you're right, Gary. The initial reaction, you never want to allow the fans to know that you're upset with the call. You never turn back, but you can always mention what is going on.
Looks like a strike. And whether it was or not, there's a way to argue and there's a way not to. I think somebody will take a photo of those.